welcome back to today's video. We are going on an exciting excursion review for all the different offerings in the ports of call and the cities for your Alaska cruise. We'll be covering 4 different amazing cities, discussing the top excursions in each, and sharing insider tips to make sure your Alaska cruise is truly unforgettable and a great experience. So whether or not you're a first-time cruiser or an experienced seasoned traveler, buckle up because this video is a must for anyone planning a Alaska cruise, and stay to the end because, spoiler, there is a bonus city as well. So let's dive in and discover all that Alaska has to offer. Our first stop is the picturesque city of Ketchikan. You can get ready for all the action and a fun-filled day with the adventures and the breathtaking scenery. One of my favorite highlights in Ketchikan is the Discovery Channel Alaskan crab fishing tour on the Aleutian Ballard. So this is where you get an opportunity to join the crew and experience the thrill of a real-life crab fishing boat while you learn about the different challenges and the excitement of the fishing industry.
I didn't know we were going to get a chance to touch all the sea life. This is pretty cool. And you can hold a big king crab too, so I think that'll be next. Do you like it? So cool. I'm holding a king crab and his legs are moving. We just hold him in the back here and this is incredible. So they pulled up the whole basket and showed us all that they caught. This is a really fun excursion. What do you think, Valencia? Big king crab! Look at her. What do you think?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
That's a beauty.
This tour is 3 hours and about 25 minutes, and with this you get a chance to experience the thrill of the Bering Sea without leaving the calm, sheltered waters of the Inside Passage. You can expect to see all the different type of catch that they have in the tanks, along with them pulling them out of the ocean as well. They'll spot out wildlife as you see it as well. We really enjoyed this tour. The cost of this comes at just under $200, $199.95, and the minimum age is 5 years old. I will say that we did have an exception for our daughter on this tour. So if you're traveling with kids, just be on the lookout for all the descriptions and look for the little key or guide that marks the different age requirements. I can't guarantee that they would make an exception. Again, our daughter loved it though, and they enjoyed having her as well. So that worked out.
Hi!
Valencia,
We're on a crab boat.
Are you in a boat?
Can you say fisherman? We're gonna go fishing. So we just got here to give a little orientation, safety briefing, and now we are moving around the ship. Moving. Hello, friend. Hello. Ooh, what are we doing? See? Yeah, it's okay. It's not scary. Whoa. Moving his legs.
Oh!
Does anybody want to turn?
Next, we're going to take a leisurely stroll around Creek Street. This is a historic area lined with colorful buildings and wooden boardwalks. You can explore the local shops and talk to all of the women outside of the shops, sample the street food, and capture some really amazing photos from this unique spot. Of course, peer into the creek and see the salmon spawning. So it's a leisurely stroll and it's budget friendly because it's free. Now, perhaps you're looking for some more adrenaline pumping action. You can head over to the Lumberjack show. And this is where you can witness thrilling competitions of real lumberjacks, like log rolling, axe throwing, chainsaw carving. It's hoots and hollering. They divide up the audience into 2 separate teams, so you get a chance to cheer them on. You can even try your hand at axe throwing as an extra add-on to your experience and to your excursion. So the benefits to seeing this show is that there are actually multiple throughout the day, from 2 to 4 different show times. So depending if you want to get off the ship early or late, you can customize it to your needs. I think this is the type of experience that also is very family friendly and can be a crowd pleaser if you have a lot of people in your group. There's covered seating and heating and cushioned seats. And if you're traveling with any of the littlest cruisers as well, they do have to be 10 years old to participate in that additional extra of the axe throwing. The cost is $37 for adults and $18.50 for children, and then that additional extra for the axe throwing. So if you're looking for a fun and quirky way to explore Ketchikan, here's another one, a duck tour. All right, friends, we are on the duck tour. We are about to take a tour all around Ketchikan, see all the different sites, a little bit historical, and a lot of fun. Only fun people allowed on a duck tour. We're right next to our ship, so we've walked around a little bit, enjoyed some of our walking tour, and then now we're on a little enjoyable ride. This is a really unique thing because it's an amphibious vehicle that takes you on a tour of the city by land and water. So it's providing you the perspective of the unique city's history as you drive through, and then also seeing the water by the boat, as of course Ketchikan is the Alaskan salmon capital of the world. So we gotta get on the water, even if you're not fishing, just to experience it and hear from the perspective of how interesting and important fishing is to the community. What I loved about the duck tour as well is it's quite comical. Lots of silly puns and that quirky style humor. If you get a good tour guide, I thought mine was hilarious. Of course, I have a silly sense of humor, so I thought it was really good. This was $71 for adults and $43 for children, and it's about a 90-minute tour. What do you think sounds good to you when you visit Ketchikan? We're going to move over to the Alaskan capital city, which is Juneau. Our first must-try activity here is dog sledding. Experience the thrill of being pulled by a team of sled dogs through stunning Alaskan wilderness. You can learn about the ancient tradition of dog sledding from experienced mushers. Perhaps you even heard about some of the talks on board about dog sledding. Even had Libby Ribbles come on our ship and hear about how she won the Iditarod. If that doesn't get you going and want to go on the dog sleds, I don't know what will. But there's a huge cost difference depending on how you choose to do dog sledding. So if you close your eyes and you vision yourself dog sledding with snow, this is going to cost you a lot more. So the cost with dog sledding, where you perhaps might have some snow, is about $600. And without snow, you're visiting a summer camp, and this would have you not being in a helicopter to go to where the snow is. And that's going to cost you much cheaper, more budget friendly. It's going to be a shorter experience, only about 2.5 hours, and it'll be about $145. So which would you really prefer? Does seeing pups in general fit the bill, or do they need to be pulling you through the snow? And what does the budget allow? Another breathtaking experience in Juneau is the helicopter tours. You can soar over to the pristine glacier of Mendenhall Glacier, awe-inspiring of the different landscapes as you go and visit this. You get up close and personal with the 200-year-old ice. Super fun. It's an unforgettable adventure that will leave you in awe of true nature's wonders. What I really loved about this is how much I learned about how the glacier moves, how it contracts, how glacial silt. I learned so much and I had a really great time. I even got a piece of the glacier to take home. The trip time for a helicopter tour to Mendenhall Glacier is about 20 minutes on the ice and about 2.5 hours for the whole travel time. They get you suited up, get you on the helicopter and all of that. So $359 for the price. I think it's well worth it. Now, if you're looking for some panoramic views of Juneau, you can also take the tram ride up the Juneau tramway. So you can enjoy a scenic ride of mountains and soak up all of the breathtaking views of the city with the mountains and the sea. It's really a perfect opportunity to get some of those stunning photos. But here's my recommendation for this. My personal opinion and advice is not to book this in advance. I would actually wait for this and see what the weather does first. The tram takes you about 1,800 feet high, and if the weather isn't cooperating, as you may know, Alaskan weather can change on a dime. You can have clear skies, you can have rain. So depending on what the weather's doing is depending on how much you're going to be able to see. And if your ship is docked, it's only just about a short ride over to that tram. So you can kind of play it by ear, if you will, and see if that's something you want to do. A ticket is $50 for adult, $35 for child from ages 3 to 13, and 2 and under are free. Now, perhaps you want to go back to the glaciers and explore as well. There's an option to where you can visit Mendenhall Glacier without having to take a helicopter flight, and this is a bit more budget friendly. You can take a hike to Nugget Falls, which is an easy and enjoyable trek. It'll take you about 15 to 20 minutes depending on how fast you walk and hike on over. But I was actually surprised that it's actually very smooth surfaces to get out there and to hike over to Nugget Falls. You reach a large, beautiful waterfall and can enjoy the sight of the water spilling into the iceberg-filled lake with a glacier background. So this is the closest you can get to the glacier from this side of the lake. Nugget Falls Trail is 2 miles round trip, and it takes about an hour to accomplish. So it's really well maintained, like I said, with the gravel trail and dirt, and easy enough for a leisurely stroll. You can also visit the Mendenhall Glacier Visitor Center either before or after your hike here, and this is where you can learn and even touch 200-year-old ice. So learning about the glacier's formation and the significance of it as well. I think this is worth the visit to the Mendenhall Glacier, as it's one of the major glaciers that connect the vast area of the Juneau ice field, which is 1,500 square miles, a remnant of the Ice Age, and it's just cradled in the mountains of these lofty peaks. Now, this just may be our most cost-effective excursion, as it is $15 for a daily fee here, but that leads you to how are you going to get there? Then you're leaving yourself to a taxi. But I've learned about a glacier shuttle, which seems to be the quickest and most convenient way to travel to the Mendenhall Glacier. It's found right out, and it brings you right to the visitor center. So the shuttle service is provided under a permit with the USDA Forest Service, and buses leave about every 30 minutes. The pickups and drop-offs are conveniently located right next to the cruise terminal, which is fabulous. And it's right next to that Gold Belt Mount Roberts tramway. There's information booths and things like that, so if you can't find it, but it's there. The Glacier Shuttle is scheduled to arrive and depart on the cruise ships on each day. So if the cruises are there, it's leaving. The ticket price is $45, and this includes getting into the park itself. And it's about a 20-minute bus ride, which they will narrate, so you'll get further information and further value into learning about the glaciers. Now, our next stop is Skagway. This is a charming town with unique offerings. One of a must-try experience here is the White Pass Railway. A historic narrow gauge train takes you on a scenic journey through the rugged mountains and breathtaking landscapes. This is a 40-mile round trip ride. It costs $142 for adults, $71 for children, and it's about 2.5 to 2 3/4 hours, just under 3 hours long. With this journey, you'll learn about how iconic this railway really was and how it was built after the gold rush, and the obstacles that were faced building it were almost unprecedented. It's fascinating to hear, and I thought it was actually so fun, and I really enjoyed this, that I bought the Scenic Railway map and the DVD about the ride as a souvenir because it had that much of a lasting impression on us. I enjoyed this. Now, you do actually go across into Canada, and then you can circle on back down, and this is where you don't get off of the train. There's another option to where you do get off the train, and you will need to bring your passport. So make sure you look at those different excursions as well, the descriptions of ones where it just kind of loops back down and ones where you get off as well.
This is so cool. We just learned about how hitchhikers walk along these trails, and there's a glacier really close by as well. We're
breathtaking views. We're headed up to the first tunnel that we're gonna go through. Now, another thrilling adventure in Skagway is a Yukon tour with suspension bridge. So you can drive through the scenic Klondike Highway and you're gonna pass the White Pass summit, take in all of the breathtaking views as you cross a suspension bridge. This is exhilarating and quite the experience. And now, since this tour enters Canada, all guests must carry your passport. Important to know for that, but you're not required to cross the bridge. It's not like you have to. I actually had a member of our group chicken out and not want to cross the bridge once we got there. So if you're nervous about heights and you might not want to do it, but you enjoy the other part, don't worry. You won't get left behind if you don't cross. But we took a lot of different photo stops along the way and we're given a chance to really marvel in the scenery. I just thought this was a really fun experience. And considering we had been to Skagway before and had done the railway, it was really cool to go even further north and to actually go to Carcross, which if you were to do the other excursion where we talked about two different train options with the White Pass, one that does a loop and comes right back down, and the one that goes all the way to Carcross. The other one here, where you do need your passport, or you could do this Yukon suspension bridge, it goes all the way there and farther. Now, with that, you're going that far. This was about a 6-hour excursion, a lot of time on the bus as well. Definitely a lot of fun, quite the experience. Even got our passport stamped with a souvenir stamp while on this excursion, but it was exhausting. It was a very long excursion, so just be mindful of how you plan out your excursions. If you perhaps maybe don't have too many long excursions, or maybe you can have like a sea day afterwards, just be mindful because a 6-hour excursion is long. All right, because I like you so much, because you hit the thumbs up button, I have a bonus for you. So if your cruise leaves out of Seattle, looks like you're coming back to Seattle as well, but your final destination on the cruise is likely going to be Victoria, British Columbia, which of course isn't Alaska, but it's a city that's tacked on to the end of your cruise and a perfect spot for a relaxing day or evening. So you can visit the stunning Butchart Gardens, which are known for beautiful floral displays and serene atmosphere. You can take a leisurely stroll as well through those gardens, enjoy the colorful blooms, and capture some of those amazing photos. Now, this is where it's important though, because a lot of these tours in Victoria, you don't arrive until later in the evening. For us, we had a late arrival and then we actually decided to have dinner on the ship and then get off. So by the time we got off, it was quite late. So if you're looking for a city stroll or a bus ride into town to explore all of this very charming area and the cute streets of Victoria, you can do so, but it's going to be dark. But perhaps it will be your first time in Canada and you'll want to make sure that you get your picture at the iconic Canada sign as a memorable souvenir, at least when you get off the ship. Now, they do have some shuttle buses that cost a few dollars to bring you down into the city. Now, if your budget allows and you want to perhaps go a little bit of a romantic route, they have some other more expensive options as well, with horse-drawn carriage that can take you into the town where the main shops are as well. We actually just strolled the city and found one of the oldest chocolate shops in the city as well. So a lot to just see and shop and do some souvenirs. And of course, you don't know when you're going to go back. So at least got to explore a little bit, even if it was the evening. So we just took a look in Rogers, and this is the oldest chocolate shop in Canada. How cool is that? A lot of fun chocolates, tasty. Samples if you're going to buy something. Now I need you to tell me, what city are you most excited to visit on your Alaska cruise? There's so much to do from all the different ports of call. Any of these excursions sound exciting to you? I hope you enjoyed this excursion review for your Alaska cruise. Let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to, what ship, when you're going. And please do remember to hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you found this video helpful. Go ahead and share it with those in your party that you're traveling with. Let them know which excursion you're looking for. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, ciao for now.